What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Dermy Wormy, and while I was away on vacation over in Las Vegas, things started popping off, particularly with Star Wars Outlaws. The trailer actually dropped, story trailer actually dropped, and well, it got ratioed to high hell. I've seen several ratios since starting YouTube and doing some of this stuff. I think this is one of the worst ratios I have seen in a while. And trust me, I've been seeing some crazy ratios left, right, and center right now. And basically, nobody's excited for this game. We ended up having, well, people commenting on the actual character model and designs. This started popping up again, in which you take a look at the lead character model for Star Wars Outlaws, and you take a look at the actual woman she is modeled after. You see night and day comparisons where the player model is ugly and dysfunctional, while the actual character herself is a beautiful, lovely individual. And people started pointing this out again, how they uglified her. They made her hideous and disgusting. After this, we ended up having Star Wars Outlaws community manager Sean Jones appears to have animus against white men and numerous social media posts. And it just keeps getting worse because now we have their community manager outright coming out and showing that she's very anti-woke, anti-white male, attacks individuals that are white, attacks men, claims that they are bad for being white and men. Another community manager coming out here showing that they have a political agenda and wishes to push their political agenda while simultaneously attacking every single person that disagrees with her politically. Now, I'm still not a fan of community managers. I've had it recently kind of explained to me in a much better detail via an actual community manager. Shout out to Sheepsidian. I can safely say, yes, this is wrong on so many accounts because now it can actually hurt your product if your community manager hates people based on their sexuality, gender, skin color, all these little things, because it takes away from the actual work that needs to be done for the video game and for the community itself. We had just countless examples of their community manager coming out and just being an awful human being. We have Grums showing even more examples of this. One of them I like to point out is right here. I've never received one "everyone loves me." I don't know what this is in response to, but her response to him is actually kind of problematic. That's probably because you're a white male attacking a individual based solely on his gender and sexuality. You gotta love it when they are so open about their racism, sexism, and how they hate individuals solely for how they were born. We ended up having former Riot Games senior concept artist and current SA Game art director Michael Maurer. Video game developers have an obligation to advance social justice and diverse representation. He ends up coming out and saying this after he goes on an entire rant about Grums and the character model and how it's nearly impossible to have attractive character models. It's always impossible to do this, okay? Unless your character is designed basically behind the scenes and is set in some fictional world that doesn't really exist, and you know, you're not going after a real character model, you always end up destroying the female character model because male character models are always good looking. All this ignores the fact that you come over here to another Grums post. Stellar Blade's model was designed after a real model, and well, she's kind of hot. She looks just like her. So no, you guys are uglifying her. You guys are doing this, and no, it is not your job to push any sort of social agenda and progressive ideology within your video games. Your job is to tell a convincing story, a good story, and to sell the video game. When you start pushing social agenda, social justice, and diverse representation, people start checking out, people start walking away, and people end up realizing that you don't like them for their sex, their gender, their whatever, because you want to push your own political agenda and your own political ideology. You then discount relatively half of your actual buyer market and end up segmenting them, telling them that you hate them. They then walk away and go play something like Helldivers, go play something like Stellar Blade, go play something like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, because they would rather play something that they don't get told that they're awful for than play something that they constantly get preached to all the time. We also had Star Wars Outlaws lead writer, the Maven of Filth, Nikki Foy's social media protected and website password protected as story trailer gets huge negative reaction. All of this comes out after this story trailer drops, after all this craziness begins, because here's the reality. The AAA industry, primarily the Western AAA industry, is dying. They have hired countless individuals to write these games, lead writers of these games that have no background, have no actual background, are solely activists first. And when people see this, they get tired of it. The story trailer for Star Wars Outlaws was horrendous. It felt like a Marvel story trailer where they have little jokes here or there to try to make you laugh when nothing actually makes sense. They're constantly trying to make you laugh. Story looks bland. Everything about it looks boring. I have no real interest. She's the girl who's the key to everything, gonna be the amazing individual. And all at the same time, you have their lead writer, the person that actually made this, quiet their Twitter account, password protect their website, make it so that people can't actually go and see what she's tweeting about, actually see what she's going on about, because she shouldn't have written this in to begin with. She shouldn't have been put in this position to begin with, and they only probably added her because she has the right politics. She agrees with them on this, and this, so they must promote her and they must push her forward through all this. And even when you take a look at some of the games she's worked on in the past, they weren't really proud games. They weren't games that people were very enthusiastic about, and very much kind of they weren't games that people very much enjoyed. Let's just leave it there. Outside of maybe Far Cry, I want to say this Far Cry, I don't remember which one this was. The rest of these were kind of boring, bland, and repetitive. But now she's put on the lead writer for Star Wars Outlaws because, well, she has the same politics. But what can we expect from modern day Star Wars, modern day Ubisoft, and the modern day game industry? Everybody hates any level of criticism to the point that they will attack their audience, they will attack any aspect of any form of criticism, and then private their entire accounts because they can't handle the heat of anybody saying, well, I don't like this. But hey, what do you expect? I'm going to leave it there, though. Let me get your guys' thoughts on all this down in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it out, friends, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video and go live, guys. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye for now.